Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's game week. By that time, we cut them loose. Week 2, here we are, Florida Gators versus USF. This show is, of course, brought to you by Prize Picks. Happy to have you here. Good to see you. We are pumped to talk about this game, give you a preview, talk about the offensive line. Napier talks about Bryce. Love it. We talk about the top 80, AP 25. Then, of course, we have pickems, which is starting to become my least favorite part of the show because I suck. It's bounce back week once again. Hopefully, boys and girls, smash the like button, subscribe, sit back, relax, have yourselves a day because it is, in fact, the best day of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the co-host for the evening, David Schroeder. What up, big dog?
Man, oh man, what a tailgate, man. Meeting everybody there from the High Top crew and all that, man. It was pretty fun. We had Kurt Napier stop by the tailgate. We had Abe Mazzel's dad, a couple other guys stop by our tailgate. It was pretty fun, man. Had to go to Harmonic Woods for a little bit, man. I got on ESPN, by the way. I got to go ahead and shout that one out, too. But, with the golf cart rides I had everywhere between two tailgates, man, that was a pretty fun chain of events. So it was good meeting everybody out there from High Top, baby. And hey, like we say every Wednesday, it's the best day of the week, baby. Let's get it. Let's go.
Best day of the week, boys. Happy to have you here. And I forgot, there's one person I did forget. I knew that I forgot somebody, but he texted me and reminded me, he goes, hey, you're like a piece of crap, Sheldon, for not remembering me, and I feel bad. Keith Hathcock was also at the party. Huge shout out to him. Brought me a nice little Rebel bourbon from Kyle Busch and helped clean up as well. And we shotgunned a beer together. Allegedly. That was what the video showed me. I don't remember that, but no, he didn't do that. But no, I completely forgot. And Keith's the man. Keith's the man. Happy to see him and his family there as well. Boys and girls, almost 200 strong already, and we're only 2 minutes in. You know what to do. Smash the like button. Let YouTube know you're liking what we're putting down, boys and girls. Good to see you. Look, man, we'll talk. I kind of want to get your quick thoughts. I haven't spoke to you much about the game, but we'll talk a little bit about that because we're going to dive into the offensive line, which, look, again, that was my only real true concern. We're going to break it down by the numbers a little bit more, but out of the entire game, I've made my piece where I felt with the game. Then we'll go over the AP poll. We'll dive into Napier talks about Golish being at Tennessee, and I've got a thought on that, and then we're going to break this game down. I'm really excited to get into it. I know after they beat Boise State, everybody was kind of hooting and hollering that it could be a tight one. Look, I think it's going to be a great game. I'll give you my score predictions as well. And then we got voicemails. You don't want to miss those. What were your thoughts, though, of the overall game, big fella?
Oh, had my mic muted. First of all, Finch, sorry about the parking lot lady and all that other incident, man. There was a mix up there, and I felt really bad about it. But other than that, yeah, the game. Watching it, I was back and forth watching it because I was talking to people. I was going back and forth. We were kind of watching it inside of Touchdown Terrace. We couldn't find our seats because they make it really hard to find them. So we're just like, screw it. We're going to look inside and watch them, and then I'll record Won't Back Down. My biggest takeaway from it, obviously, was more good than bad. I think the bad came from maybe the field goal kicks with Trey Smack, maybe some of the pressures that LIU got on Florida there, the offensive line. Now, of course, we've seen this offensive line play tougher teams, and they played a lot better than what they've showed. We know about the I guess the right side of that offensive line, or the offense tackle spot, Bryce Lovett, that kind of stuff there. I mean, hopefully, the good part about that is you want to do that kind of stuff in a game where you're playing LIU and not somebody like starting off against like a Utah or a Miami game one. But everything else, I mean, I talked to a few people, and I didn't think the game plan was going to be like to go ahead and take the top off. I mean, we've already seen DJ Lagway throw for 450 on Samford. Like, they say that it's like, oh, we played this vanilla offense, but I think that was the game plan all along, because you do, going into that game, you're going to out-physical this team anyway and probably beat the snot out of them to begin with. I liked what I saw from Lagway. I know a lot of people were saying that like they had springtime and that fall camp time to really throw the football with your receivers, but I was impressed with his poise a little bit, and I was impressed with the way that he was doing the short throws. I know a lot of people were, complaining about, oh, he always throws deep. He never throws anything short. He never does that. And then finally, when we get it, everybody complains that he's not throwing it deep. So I don't get that. But Jaden Ball's a boy, man. Like, he is a dog, dude. Like, he is the man. And it looks like he's gotten a little bit faster. He's got a little bit quicker of a burst. With his runs. I liked what I saw from VB3. We heard all off season about what he's been doing in fall camp, spring camp, and like just that first return that he had, And just the quick cuts that he made and the speed that you could see from VB3, I mean, like he really took off. So I was very impressed with him. So it looks like we got another weapon just as a true freshman out there. Of course, we didn't see Caleb Banks, we didn't see Dallas Wilson, we didn't see Aiden Mazzell. All those guys were out; they didn't get to play. But defense, man, only allowing 2 first downs, no penalties. I think that was a big thing. And look, like the penalties can happen at any game against any opponent. For the team to have 0 penalties, that shows a lot of discipline in those guys. It shows that they've been taking a heed from Napier and some of the other guys, and really buying into what they're doing. So overall, man, I'll say for a weaker opponent, a 55-0 score, that's something that you can't really complain about just looking at it score wise. But I will say probably the kicking game is probably where I only found like the real bad thing. But like, dude, if you're gonna mess up in a game, it better be against LIU and not some of these tougher opponents we got coming down the stretch.
The kicking game, again, ironically, it was brought up a lot, and even Napier addressed it. Said, look, don't go jump off a bridge. It was the least thing that I was concerned about. Like you said, if there's a game to miss kicks, that was the one. I never want to see your kicker miss field goals, but Trace Mack's a professional, really got his things dialed in last year. I'm not concerned about it at all. Look, if it happens again, then maybe I'll raise the question, but I didn't even waste time talking about it because, look, and you could kind of chalk things up. Maybe you could say the same thing for the right side of the offensive line, but we've had history of that struggling, and this was his first start, which also you can kind of nod to that as well. But we'll get into that real quick. $20 from Sorley. My man, appreciate your love, man, and cheers to you as well. And so he goes, I hate hold my breath every time he gets hit. Look, that was, and when I went back and watched the game a handful of times now, and our guy, Gator Football Podcast, finally dropped the footage. So I'm going to watch that again more tonight just to really focus on a few different things, get a different a look at the film. But I don't think it was atrociously bad, especially what the PFF score showed. It had its issues. Like, let's not get it wrong. It wasn't what I thought it should have been, but I know during the game, it definitely felt like it was a lot worse when you go back and watch. I think some of it was on DJ, to be quite honest with you. Not kind of just his timing of stepping up in the pocket, maybe going back too far and kind of losing the true nature of the pocket. Those are some small things, again, that DJ can help with the offensive line. So those are some small things. But let's talk about it, man. We go ahead.
A lot of those pressures came from DJ holding on to the football too. So we got to recognize that as well. It's like you can't hold on to the football as a quarterback for 6 seconds and expect not to get pressured by somebody eventually.
Yeah. And was he more? No, I mean, he did hold on to it for a little bit too. That was part of it. But I think more of just kind of the big strides coming out of the pocket, which then allowed for those edge to get an advantage, if you will. And then when he tried to slide up, kind of cinched in on him. But look, when you take a look at the scores, these are pass block grades, and the overall of the team was actually really good. When you look at when I give just like a grade for everything, so pass blocking as a whole received a 76.3, and run blocking also received a 76.3. The offense as an entire whole received 80.3, and the overall was a 92.9 because the defense was just electric with a 90.4 rush defense, 92.3, pass rush was 80.5, coverage was 75.2. I mean, it was as premier as it could get when it came to the defensive side of things. But when you take a look at it broken down by individual here, you see Austin Barber and Big Rod there at 85.4 and 84.4. Jake Slaughter had 81.2 for pass block, but mind you, he had a 91.2 overall. So really made up for it in other areas. Damian George, our right guard, at 79.7. You can see, like, it may sound like 79 to 85 is a lot, but you can kind of see by the color scheme. Obviously, 85 and 90s are outliers, if you will. Like, that's kind of a unicorn number. The high 70s, low 80s, and even mid 70s is kind of your bread and butter of where most of these things sit. But Bryce Lovett, you can see at the very, very bottom there, with 27.0 in pass block, which again, where my concerns were. I think overall was like a 45.8. We talked about that on Sunday as well, but I wanted to bring it back up because Napier was asked about it, and his quote was some good, some bad. A lot of our players in that opener. A lot of great plays in that game. Then I think he had a few where he could have played a little bit more balanced body control, a little bit more detail in his technique with his feet and hands. And I agree with that. There were times where he was, I think, really good. Had a couple pancakes in there from when I went back and watched. I'm like, man, we were critical. I myself was critical of him on Sunday, which I think rightfully so. Right? I think we should be critical of him. I believe his teammates will be as well. But like I said, I think DJ's going to look back and say, hey, I've got to be better too. And he was very adamant about that afterwards as well. And that's what excites me. This team flowed very well offensively, and you could feel there was a little bit of rust. There was a little bit of tempo, a little bit of rhythm that just wasn't there yet for the offense. And look, we had concerns. We spoke about that, like, hey, not practicing 11 on 11. We were more concerned with the rhythm of the wide receivers. With as much speed and elite elusiveness as those guys have, it never really seemed to be an issue. Where the rhythm came into play was his guys in front of him, his front five. And so we didn't talk enough about that. And I think that was something that was lacking on Saturday. And this is why, look, as much as I love having a kick you in the teeth game like we've had the last 3 years, I loved having a little bit of a pickup game too. It was nice finally to have one when you saw everybody else kind of like, I mean, Dabo said it best. It's like having your final exam the first week of school, right? You had the summer reading assignment all summer long, and then you show up week one. It's like you got to be ready to go. That's what Florida has had to have the last couple of years. We got a small pop quiz, right, with 3 questions on it that we knew we were going to get all right. That was what this week was, which sometimes it's nice to lean into it a little bit.
Yeah, and look, like a lot of these games, you're not going to throw the whole playbook out there anyway, because it's not even the fact that you don't want teams to know what you're doing. It's more the fact like you don't really need to. This is a game where you work on some of the things that maybe you're not good at, and maybe this was part of it. Maybe Napier said, "Look, we're going to work on some things. We're going to run up the score a little bit, then work on some things we don't." Now, once DJ settled in, he looked a lot better. And special shout out, I didn't even say this at the beginning of the show, what I was impressed with. Tramel Jones, like he looked pretty, like for a true freshman. I mean, look, I know it was LIU and all that, but true freshmen usually make some sort of mistakes in a game, no matter what the opponent is, right? This guy looked pretty poised. He knew where he was going with the football. He got the football out quick. It was accurate. He's quarterback too for a reason. I thought Aiden Warner or Harrison Bailey was coming out there in the second half, but we saw Tramel Jones, and I heard from a couple other people that said, "Hey, look, Tramel Jones is looking good," but I never thought that he was going to take that step and come in as QB2 in the game. And look, he played that whole half. Like, he didn't go to like the fourth quarter, then they put in Harrison Bailey or somebody else. He played that whole fourth quarter. So that shows a lot of, confidence from Billy Napier there too for Tramel Jones.
Well, I think he knows. They kind of talked about it in the presser. I think he's got a good feeling he's not going to see too much of Tramel if things will go well in the health category. But like this schedule bodes for us to not probably see Tramel too many more times throughout the year. So let's get him in as much as we can. And look, I hate. I mean, we have to. That you always have to preface like, hey, it's LIU. But I remember back in 2013 when Jameis Winston went 23 for 23 or what, like 22. It was like damn near perfect against Pitt, I think it was. And that was like his coming out game. And again, at this time, I think it was Pitt. It wasn't really like this premier powerhouse. It was like playing Vandy in the ACC. And so people tried to downplay him going almost perfect. And I was like, look, going perfect in practice is tough. Going perfect in a game, regardless of the opponent, is tough. This is the same type of category of like how good and how smooth he looked. Doesn't really matter who it was. Think about this. He didn't play his entire senior year. So he hasn't played competitive football in over a year. And to come out and look that sharp and precise and that comfortable speaks a lot to his preparation and the team's preparation and coaching and development in just a matter of months. And that was what was exciting to me, because sure, LIU isn't a true, D1 powerhouse, but it is a D1 school, which is you could say a very glorified high school team. And he looked like he was the best player on the football field by a long shot. So yeah, I agree. Good kudos.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed, man, especially just from the poise that he had, how he went through his progressions, and like that even they let him throw to Spirito, I guess, at the end to get the touchdown, but like just going off of that slant, just quick as anything, knowing where the guy's going to be at, knowing that he's there, throws it to the guy. It's an instant touchdown. I mean, probably only took him 1 second to get that ball out. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you want to know from somebody, or you want to see from somebody that knows that offense and that can really run it and knows where the players are going to be, knows that, how that play is going to form and how it forms before the play even forms. Like, he did a good job of all of that. So I have to tip my hat to that, especially, being a true freshman, man. All that stuff's really hard to learn, man. And he got that thing down.
It's a lot. Before we wrap up the offensive line, let's talk quickly here about just what we can look forward to in week 2. Look, something I'm going to compliment the USF on was their defensive line. They had a lot of twitchiness, a lot of speed coming off the edge. So I believe they'll be tested again in those tackle positions. As for what could be next, Caton Jones, you could see he had a score of 80.2 at right tackle. I know that he was kind of fighting for that spot last year. How they feel about him, how comfortable they are in him, I think speaks a lot for the fact that they went with Bryce Lovett to get the start. Cam Waits was somebody who played that tackle position, but was quickly moved inside, so I don't think he'll be competing with that. Devin Manuel, who was suspended for the intoxication and having a gun on him a couple of months ago now. I think he's back this week. So he's somebody else who came from Arkansas, has a lot of experience. He was switching between him and Austin Barber last year. He has playing experience. We'll see if he gets the nod this week. It'll be a position that all eyes are on headed into Saturday as we get it going. Again, I don't think that it's basically a complete flat tire. I know the score shows that it feels that was that way, but go back and watch it. I don't think it was that egregious. Again, the numbers, they tell you part of the story. It's a good measuring point, but it's good to, I would say, use all of it. We got a super chat here from Shaka Guy in Yard. Says they'll progress like the end of last year. Yeah, and that's every team. Every team is going to get better. Every team is going to be able to, now they know what they have. They're able to go out there, put their work on the table and see, okay, here's what we've got working with. How do we adjust from here? And then Jeremy, $2 iPad Trank, choo choo, go Gators for the iPad fund for old professor.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's funny. I keep finding myself going back and looking at that game and just looking at the VB3 highlights, man.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
a lot of fun stuff to go over from that game.
Yeah.
And look, I know it's LAU, but think about out the Stanford game, we had DJ go for 450, but I don't feel like we had, in my opinion, this game gave us more. This game gave us VB3. This game gave us defense of just highlight galore, right? There was a lot more things that I was really excited about. The special teams was special in the right kind of way with VB3 back there. All great stuff there.
And look, I also told people, maybe Napier told Lagway, hey, look, keep these throws short. Let's work on that game. And I honestly think this was the game that they were just trying to work on stuff. I really honestly do, because we've seen Lagway torch teams like this, like Samford and all those other teams, but we've seen them torch them down the field. So everybody's like, oh man, Lagway didn't look, so yeah, he looked a little rusty, but at the same time, he threw, I think, 2 balls that were pretty deep. And he waited and waited in the pocket, threw him and all that. But I think particularly Napier probably told him, hey, look, let's work on your short passing game.
100% wanted to work on the small stuff that he struggled with last year. Boys and girls, almost 450 strong in here. Smash the like button. Not the little heart in the chat. Back out, hit the like button. Let YouTube know that we're doing a good job.
Also, last year red zone efficiency wasn't as good. Good this game too.
Exceptional. I thought the red zone play calling was fantastic. I think that was a big thing that wasn't appreciated enough. Just the play calling in the red zone was really good. I love the separation the wide receivers got, and I love the throws that DJ made to Sudervant, to Hayden Hansen, to you. If you look at those plays and go back and watch it, there was a handful of guys that were open. The Hayden Hansen throw, Sudervant was open for 45 minutes prior to that. I don't know. And I'm thinking, I could see Billy going, hey, here's what the play. You can only throw to 1 or 2 wide receivers. We're going to make this as hard as possible. I want you to try to find this. This play should be open if everything's executed right. Nothing else. You can't throw to those guys. You can. I'm overthinking this thing, but I feel like that's something that he would. That would be, because how open Student was. I'm like, how did you not hit that throw sooner?
Yeah. If I hadn't seen some of this stuff before, then I'd probably be concerned. But I've already seen DJ play, so I was just like, okay, I'm good.
This is great points. I think we at least have way more than just this game of DJ Lagway, of what we know that he can do, of how we know he can function in a limited offense. And again, I think that, he went 15 for 18. It wasn't like he was just lost out there. The 2-minute drill saved everything for me. Those last the last 3 drives that DJ was on, basically 2 drives in the first and then came back out, were exceptional to me. I thought they ran very, very well.
I think the wide receiver blocking's got to improve a little bit though, too.
The scoring was a little low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So he talked about Alex Golesh today. He mentioned it, want to say last presser too, and then I heard it again. And Napier's not one to talk smack, but he goes, look, that Alex Golesh offense is very similar to what we faced against Tennessee. So we're very, very familiar with it. We've also played them a couple years ago. And look, then complimented Golesh. I think Golesh is a great head coach. He's done a lot of great things since being at USF, but has put together a really gritty a fiery football team at USF, has some veteran talent there. That quarterback is something special. We'll get into that more when we talk about the preview. But when he said this, I know we're 1-2 versus Tennessee in Napier's tenure. The first year we went into Tennessee, almost came back and won it with Anthony Richardson. That was a really good Tennessee team with Hendon Hooker at the helm. The following year they come here, Joe Milton never stood a chance against us. And last year, I know the fan base really harps on that Georgia game that if DJ plays, we should have won. The Tennessee game, I feel more heartbroken about, because that game, we should have we should have won one. Like, the red zone efficiency in that game was atrocious because we just couldn't figure something out. And again, that was what I love seeing on Saturday, is that seemed to be figured out for now. But I felt like we had their number. We were beating them every which way you could imagine. And look, Josh Heupel's a great coach. I think he's put together a pretty good, solid squad up there at Tennessee, and we let them stay in it, and they ultimately pulled away at the end there, going into overtime with a brand new quarterback and DJ Lagway. So my point to that is that I think Napier feels very comfortable heading into this game, as he should. I'm very comfortable heading into this game. Again, I see some people talking about, like, USF looked really good, took down 25 Boise State. Those same fans are also saying that Florida State didn't beat the real Alabama. So if you can say that about Alabama, this wasn't a 25 ranked Boise State team. Okay, this wasn't even close to a top 50 ranked Boise State team. All right, maybe not even a top 100. This team looked like straight doo doo. All right,
it was bad.
We'll get into it, but look, I think he's very confident heading into this with schematically. I don't think he's overly concerned with what they're going to throw at us, and I'm not either. And again, we'll break out a little bit more, but I loved how he kind of talked. He threw that out there, and that's kind of what I took from it, was him saying, hey, we've seen how these offense navigate. We're not too concerned with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I know he likes to run. He runs that, like, fast-paced, up-tempo offense, and of course, we've faced that before. Also, you got a dual-threat quarterback in there by Byron Brown. I think he had like 210 passing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, something like that in that game. But this offense, especially the offense that Golesh runs, it's like there's a lot of trick plays. There's a lot of fast stuff. So, like, Florida, like, the defense is going to be tested in this game. It's going to be tested pretty well. And look, like, I think they got their first ranked win since like 2016 against Boise State. So that's a feather in the cap that they can put for them as well. And then I think one of their players is Jalen Schuler. He got Defensive Player of the Week as well. So, I mean, they've got some AP top 25 votes as well. So, I mean, at least, like, some of the guys, and especially in college football, see where, I mean, this team has improved under Golesh, and Golesh has done a good job, because USF was never really anything till he got, like, even when they had Charlie Strong, they were okay, but they weren't as good as they are now. So I think he's done a really good job of getting in the talent and developing that talent and installing his process in the offense. And I think it will be a good test for Florida's defense. But, like, just at every position that you look at, especially talent-wise, Florida outdoes them all across the board. Me personally, I think this team's good enough to compete with a lot of the teams in the nationally. This should not be a hard game for them, but that's just me, and that's my fandom, and that's what I think, and that's the standard that I put on our team. But you never know. It's college football, and it can go either way. But I don't think that we're going to be waiting on a overthrown snap over our face to win a football game like we did 3 years ago.
Agreed. Again, when I went and took a look at those stats when we played them a couple years ago with Anthony Richardson, it's ugly. There's no reason we should have won that football game. Yeah. I mean, they beat us in every statistical category. They ran all over us. They passed all over us. They had 10 minutes of time of possession. I mean, Billy really pulled it out of his hat there. That he loses that game, he's probably not here. Because that like, in all reality, it was still early in his tenure, but things could have got really slippery if he were to have lost that one. And I don't think it's going to be the same this go around. But again, I love that he kind of mentioned that similarity. We'll get more. We're going to break this whole game down. Don't worry. I got a lot to say about it. But new AP poll dropped. We did a show yesterday talking about it. Florida moved up 2 spots to 13th. Love it. Again, I think a lot. There were some people, shout out to Cam Parker, he dropped all the votes. Somebody had Florida in the top 5. There were a lot of top 10 votes for Florida. And again, I know people's like, oh, it was just LIU, really? But there's small things that you looked at that Florida, again, the reason why Florida started at top 15 anyways was what's on paper. The talent they have on this roster is top tier. Everybody knows it. Nobody's shying away from it. And so then when they actually got to see that talent like we did on Saturday, live up to the expectations, especially on one side of the ball, almost exceed expectations to, I mean, what they did defensively was as perfect as you could get. And so when it lived up to that even more so, which is something that Nape has had a hard time, I would say, going into week 1 doing, I think that was where a lot of the positivity came flowing in for them this past week. I think who dropped beneath Florida was Bama and Kansas State. Those were the 2 teams I think that were ahead of them. So it wasn't like we jumped anybody but those were the 2 teams that fell back. Kansas State got booted after that tough loss to Iowa State, and then they looked they barely beat North Dakota State. So kind of a bit much, but warranted.
I had to make fun of myself on Twitter because I was giving the South Carolina quarterback Lenore Sellers crap because I said, I'm not buying that stock, and then he goes and scores 2 touchdowns. I said, I'm rebuying it. No, but I mean, the defense was probably just 2 first downs away from being perfect on Saturday. I mean, like, say you don't give up those 2 first downs, what can you say that the defense did wrong on the field? Like, nothing, really. I mean, they created turnovers. They caused havoc. They didn't allow them to score. I don't know how many times. I don't even think they got to the 30. I think they got to the 30-yard line maybe once, and I don't even think they
barely got to
I
the
can't
50,
even remember
Bubba.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even have 100 yards. It was they had the ball for like 25 minutes.
Do you remember like when we used to watch like the Dan Mullen teams play the no-name teams? And of course, we would still blow them out. But, man, they would get so much chunk yardage. They would get down the field. They would score. And you're just like, dude, this team shouldn't be scoring on us right now.
Nobody cared, though, because they put up 65. Like, you see the difference? How much of like, that's the difference is, like, we scored 70. It's like, oh, well, like, we're fine. Like, well, I mean, they gave up 17. Like, it kind of showed a sign of laziness, in my opinion. But we talked about this yesterday. If you guys didn't see that show, check it out. Let's get into it. Let's get into the bread and butter. Let's talk about this game really quick. Island Papa here saying this could be a trap game for the Gators. And we got 600 strong, which is awesome to see. Quick shout out, though, to our sponsors at Best Value AC and Heating. Let me make sure I say this name correctly here before I continue on with the show. But they helped us get a whole lot cooler this season. Daikin. Shout out to Daikin and Best Value AC. Daikin is who allowed for us to have the system installed into our house, which now we have a nice little mini unit on the side of the garage, cooling the entire thing down. I'm telling you, this thing runs like an absolute top. Phenomenal job. It is as clean as it could come. Allows for us to have a nice little watch party in there. If you guys saw this past weekend, great time. Allows for us to get loud and rambunctious. We got 2 kiddos on the way. Needed an extra room, extra space. Best Value made it happen. Give them a call at 386-677-6055. Huge shout out to Best Value there. Love those guys a ton. Now, let's get into the juice here with the preview for the big one. The Bulls versus Florida, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and go first. I'll let Dave collect his thoughts. I know Dave's gonna have some data points that I will pick on. We've got 700 plus in here, boys. Keep hammering home that like button. Let's get to 1,000 people strong on week 2 here in college football. You guys are incredible. Really appreciate y'all tuning in and showing your love and support. Now, trap game. You're nervous. Byron Brown looked great 2 years ago. He threw for 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I got it. Kick and ball. Kick and sling it. This USF team looked like they're flying around the football field on Saturday defensively. They got speed. No question about it. Do they have the size to match up with the Florida Gators? Absolutely not. In the first quarter, if you really take a look at this game, the lines on both sides of the ball were not fantastic, USF included. USF's offensive line struggled. The feet from Byron Brown allowed for them to really excel. And then eventually, the Boise State's defensive line got gassed, just as any defensive line would, by having to chase this man around. What I also love was this past weekend that this LIU team tried to run a lot of QB option. Whether they had 2 quarterbacks out there, they were trying to do the tosses here, tosses there, play action, etc. They did not throw the ball as much as I would have liked to see. I wanted to see our cornerbacks tested a whole lot more, and that'll be something that will be more, in my opinion, to keep an eye on. Another big reason why I'm excited and feel 100% confident going into this weekend is when we did the film breakdown with Stephen Harris on Monday. If you haven't seen it, we clipped it up by itself. Go check it out. And you see the discipline on the edges. This is something we've lacked the last couple of years because they're playing me ball. And so when the edges blow up the edge, like you think an edge should do, it honestly hurts our defense because you're blowing in from the side, which is allowing any quarterback now in college football that has two sets of leg to blow right past you. And we did not have the linebacker talent like as we do now to make up for those errors. Not that we need it, because the discipline that Tyreek Sapp, George Gum both have, the selfless mindset of I'm not chasing a sack number or a sack record. This also speaks to why Nick Del Toro didn't think that Sapp would have the sack record, but that Gums would. Because also what we saw when we broke down the film is at one point when it was 3rd and 14, right? Who do we see across the line? We saw George Gums, Tyreek Sapp, Cameron James, and Jaden Woods. What is that, Sheldon? That's 4 edge rushers coming down your throat, Big Papa, okay? That's what that is. That's speed, that's size, and that's nice to meet you, big fella. Not to mention you got Jaden Robbins and Miles Graham out there. There is speed beyond speed on this defense, not to mention size and fierceness that I believe is going to steamroll this USF team. Now, I do believe that Byron Brown has the ability to pop off, make big plays. The kid's got talent. There's no question. They're going to score. How many? We'll get to that. Offensively, I know there were some concerns with the pass blocking and all those great things. The second half, there was adjustments made. This thing was running like an absolute engine. Jaden Ball was average at 11.9 a carry. They are going to run the ball. They are going to do what they do best and continue to run this ball and destroy this USF defense. Boise State didn't have an answer. They couldn't run it. They couldn't throw it. They usually were averaging with Ashton Jeanty. They were getting about 180, 200 a clip. They were nowhere near that. They were relying all on their quarterback to throw for 48 times, which they've done in the past, but they had the complementary to the offensive game, which would wear out the other team. They didn't have that to work into their flow, to work in their motion. This was not a top 25 football team. Not taking anything away from USF. They played great. They looked great. All for that. This game is going to be 41-17, maybe 41-10. Okay? That's where I'm at with it. Again, USF is going to get theirs. They're going to score. They're going to have opportunities. I think they're going to have explosive plays. That's not a problem at all. I am overly confident in this team. The team that we have talked about, this team that we have watched all season long, what they rolled out on Saturday made me feel even more confident. I wasn't even concerned when I watched this game on Wednesday night. People were in panic mode. It made me feel more comfortable because I was talking like it could be a little bit of a trap game. When I saw it and you watch the first quarter when these guys are as fresh as they could be, didn't look sharp. I think Florida's going to absolutely demoralize these guys. And again, seeing us on Saturday made me feel a whole lot better. That's my rant. You can take it from here, Dave, and then I'll probably have some more to add on because I'm just running out of gas.
You stole all my thunder, man.
I'm hot, baby. I'm hot.
Well, I mean, like, you look at that game. The defense, they forced 3 forced fumbles. They got, I think it was like 4 fourth down stops that game. So defensively, USF did pretty well against the Boise State offense. But I will also say that the Boise State offense looked anemic, and it looked like their quarterback sucked really bad. And they definitely don't have Ashton Giante to carry that team anymore. So I knew it was going to be a different Boise State team that they played. I don't think Boise State's a top 25 team to begin with, but I will still give USF credit for knocking them off, being in the top 25. But I think, my score prediction is probably somewhere around yours because I said it earlier. It was like more like 45-10, 45-7, something like that. I mean, look, dude, this team has so much talent. There should be no excuse that we go in there and we sit there and struggle against a team like USF. Like, we shouldn't. We have too much talent. We recruited very well. And for me, I'm not scared of this game. Now, if we go in there and then USF just beats us to death and look, we lose that game, then there's a coaching problem somewhere because there's way too much talent on this team to even struggle against somebody like. Now, I will say they do a lot of these trick plays, fake punts, stuff like that. You can't get thrown off by that. So maybe they get a score or two off of something like that. And that's a good thing for the defense to work on too, to be tested with also. But as far as this up-tempo, fast-paced offense, I think they might give Florida problems a little bit somewhere defensively and with the trick plays, but there's no way, shape, or form that a team like this with this kind of roster that's all healthy, nobody's hurt, for them to lose this bad to USF or even have them score past 20 points. Like, I'm going a big win, like 45-10, 45-7, somewhere in there.
I think the up-tempo plays into our hand. I like when teams try to play that. I think we rotate very well. I think we keep our guys fresh, and I think the depth that we have and the speed with the depth is going to be something special. And again, I see people saying it could be a shutout. I think that this defense has it. Look, it's football. Anything can happen. I think that Byron Brown is special enough to where he's gonna make plays like that. I'm not gonna take that away from him. These guys got a pulse. I think Alex Golesh is a great coach. I think they're gonna dial in some great things. That first drive, those scripted things will tell you a lot very, very quickly. And I think that's when Billy is in his best, when he's in his bag. And I think that he showed last week that he has gotten better at adjusting to things as well too. That's what I'm excited about. Again, I had check marks for me where I wanted things to be after LIU. I didn't care about a score. I told you that because scoring doesn't tell you the entire story. I wasn't too worried about stats. I wasn't going to get caught up on all those. They tell part of the story. I understand all those things. But it was going to be the discipline, the cleanliness of the football game. And that's where things really were phenomenal in my eyes, because you're taking this game seriously. And this is what I said. I go, you have to start your championship road now. How are you going to approach this game? Sapp and these boys are going deep into not deep, but early into the third quarter, just ready to eat.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to eat. And here's the best thing about it, man. When I went back and watched, they were rotating guys out early on the ones. I mean, the ones weren't playing full force not nearly the entire game, and you couldn't tell. You didn't know because of how sharp things looked. Secondary, the line, everything was being rotated constantly. And don't forget, we had LJ McCray was out. Lions, I think, only played like a snap or two because he didn't even hit the snap count minimum.
Yeah.
Caleb Banks was out. I mean, the defense, half the damn defense was out. So it's...
Yeah, Jamari Lyons didn't play.
Yeah, like I said, I think he played. I saw him play, but I think it was maybe a snap or two. Look, this
wasn't a lot.
I'm not concerned at all for this game. If it's a close, I'm going to be very upset. To be quite honest with you, look, I'm gonna eat my words here. I don't think that I know that we won't. And look, this can be a great test. Can throw a lot at us. LSU's offense, you go back and watch that game, they dialed up some nasty things. So if we can't handle this game and what they throw at us, we got bigger fish to fry, boys and girls. This game, it's not a game to overlook. It's not a game to be lazy about, and this team's not going to be. They showed me that last week. We, the fans, may think it's a trap game. This is where I think Billy thrives on, the culture aspect of focusing on the big ones. I understand you're going to say, well, Shoney's choked some away. I think he has especially gotten his head at times. But having the guys ready, this team is at as pure as that it's been. And again, I think defensively, it's clicking at a cylinder that I don't even think we truly grasp just yet. We go back and I said, look, man, it felt like the Muschamp era on Saturday a little bit because how good the defense was, and I think it could be a little bit better. To be quite honest with you, I think the talent of this team is incredible, incredible.
Yeah, this game isn't going to be the same it was 3 years ago. I mean, like, it just can't be. I mean, like, I think what will happen is maybe in the first quarter, you'll see maybe USF. I was about to say UCF. USF give maybe they'll give Florida fits a little bit in some sort of aspects, but I think around like that second quarter, Florida's going to start imposing their will, and I think they're just going to run away with the game. Like, that's how I think as a fan, and it should be. Like, that's exactly what it should be with what we have and all that. I will not take anything else. I'm not making any more excuses. This is year 4. We've got a ton of talent. We should be able to go in there and steamroll this team and get the hell out of there.
Let me do something real quick. I want to just play the game here for a minute. Okay. People are saying I'm worried about the Billy's play calling. Okay. Billy's gonna put on Billy's worst day. He'll put up 25, 20. Worst. I mean, I'm talking just atrocious play calling. And if it's got to complement with a good defense. But if it's bad, I'm going to say 25. If it's just bad, okay? So let's just say, if you're so concerned about his play calling, let's just give Florida. We'll give him 21. Every score prediction we just gave you, USF's not putting up 21. So even if you're worried about Billy's play calling, even in his worst, he's gonna give you 21. He's going to give you 21 in his worst. I'm playing into your hand right now, okay? Because I think I'm being over the top with that. Because I've argued this play calling thing, but I see it constantly. Like as he's get up, his play calling, it has its areas where I'm concerned. Go look at any game this past week. There was question marks across the board. But I'll play your game. Worst case scenario, 21 points. It's not the cover. We're still going to be pissed off. But I'm telling you, this team is where Billy wants it to be. The team last year that you saw why it went on the run that it did was defensively. Wasn't the offense. It was the defense.
Like,
Look at the scores.
okay, so
27-16, 24-17, 31-11, 33-8. That's the difference. They held LSU to 16 with Garrett Nussmeier. They had Ole Miss with Jackson Dart, one of the most firepower offenses in the league last year, to 17 points. That's my point. And so I'm giving USF 17 already. I'm being generous. I'm being generous here.
Yeah, I think the only way USF scores over 17 is if there's some major turnover action, like DJ has a bad game, somebody fumbles to toss up the ball, or they can't hold on to it, something like that. In which USF's been good in turning over the football. Like statistically, ever since Golish has been there, they've been good at getting turnovers and causing forced fumbles. If that happens, maybe they do score over 20. But I'm going to say this, that like I don't know. Like I can't sit here and make excuses for a team that returned all their offensive linemen, all their defensive linemen, recruited very well at wide receiver, and even got the tight ends going. Now, I just can't, like, against a team like that, no, I can't defend it. Sorry. Just not me.
Yeah. Look, I know we're sick of hearing about it, but I mean, and I think that's my fault too. I only
by the way, I had to see Doug Nussmeier's play calling. Billy's play calling isn't as bad as his. So
who? Bad as who?
Doug Nussmeier's play calling.
Oh,
this thing's lagging a lot.
Yeah, I'm good. And yeah, I'm not concerned at all, boys. I liked what I saw. Look, I know it's still early, got a long way to go. And but to Saturday, 4:30. Look, I'm not gonna front. Come 4:20. I'm gonna have butterflies. I'm gonna be a little bit nervous. All right, that's game day, baby.
If we lose, just like all the time, this thing's getting clipped.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't hide from nobody. Y'all, like, people try to call me out on my comments, like my shit's recorded. Y'all don't think that I know? I know what's up. We got a super chat here. Florida versus Florida in the Natty. I like it, Ben. $2. I mean, listen, I see no lies here. I see no lies here. Boys and girls, 640 strong on a beautiful Wednesday evening. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. We're going to dive into the pickems part of the show. I'm not looking forward to it because I know Bozeman over here ranting and raving. Before we do, though, this episode is brought to you by Prime. Make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. I got my little lineup here. I'm taking old Dak for the max discount to have more than half a touchdown. Saquon for my max discount to have more than half a touchdown. I'm taking Hurts and Pickens for more on their yards. Take a look. I got a 4-piece lineup here that I'm really excited about for Thursday Night Football. Going to be a great kickoff. Tell me if you want. I'm much better at Prize Picks. At least I think I am than at the other stuff. Prize Pick is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app today and use the code HIGHTOP to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HIGHTOP to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And right was not me. No.
Limited, though.
The glasses, but it's all of you now. Between you, Steve, and Dave. Like, what are we doing here, boys?
Let's go, baby.
I mean,
my future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
It's the Billy shades, man.
Oh,
hey, I'll admit it. I started the shades thing, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon. I mean,
that's
go ahead.
That's what it is.
All right. Well, I'll take them off in a minute when I got to put on the man glasses so I can read my picks. But listen, the best day of the week just became the bestest day of the week because the Boz is here with the elite picks, and I got a couple surprises for you. I got one right. I want to show you real quick.
Are you getting naked?
All right.
Is this OnlyFans?
No. You were being loud about Unk and how happy you were to throw it in my face with Unk. So got a little Unk jersey here, and I think Stephen Harris is the one who's the LeBron fan. Well, Stephen, I'm sorry, I love you, but 23 Jordan, this is the GOAT right here. But this is for you, Shelton.
Yes, sir.
This is for you. Yep, thank you, man. Thank you.
He sucked on my.
I do have another. Oh no,
yes,
I know.
Sir.
That's why I'm rubbing it in. I'm making fun of you. because you were so hot on.
Did you pick TCU?
I picked TC. Of course I did. And you said, I'm glad you picked him because
Golly.
I'm picking Unk. I'm rolling with Bill Belichick. And look where that got you.
Oh
What
my
that got you to
gosh.
was
It was a
a 1-6 record. One and
I
oh.
six,
think
baby.
his girlfriend was on the sidelines. I think she was coaching the game at
I
that
only
point.
I only
His
got one right
girlfriend.
last week. I went
I didn't hear you. You broke up there. What'd you say?
I went 1-6 last week.
Yes, your only correct game you picked was Utah.
My wife just
You
went
had you
to
had
me.
Texas. Yeah, you had Texas. You had Syracuse. You had Bama, Clemson. You had Notre Dame. Unk. 1-6, baby. And Swolder,
Holy shit.
you were two and
Hey,
five. 2-5, Swolder.
hey, I was
And
better.
and the Boz was 4-3. Look, so that brings our overall record to I'm 6-6, which I told you guys the first couple weeks I'm going to tread water because these with the transfer portal it's hard to do these picks, all new teams. But I'm 6-6. Dave, you're 4-8, and Shelton, you are.
I haven't timed up like that. Oh my gosh. It
Hey,
said
your
2-10. It rolled 2-10. Thank you, Dave.
Your last year's
Shelton
FSU,
and
man.
FSU are 2-10.
Thank you, Dave.
And Chat,
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you,
if
buddy.
he's 2-10, should he do some tomahawk chops right now? I don't know. He's 2-10.
I
mean,
hate this
so
segment.
what do you think?
I can't stand this. This segment sucks. I don't even,
2-10.
this is
rid
the
of
last
it.
one, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is the last time
Get
we're
rid of
doing it.
All right. Well, I'm going out with a bang then.
Shambles.
Oh
Oh, I got
crap!
one more surprise. One more.
How many outfits is he
Oh
bringing?
God, he's not taking off.
We literally talked about
He's
him
not-
shorten this thing up, and he's taking 45 minutes to be getting started. Let's go,
Yeah.
baby. I'll allow this one.
This is
Great
for-
shirt.
Yeah. You can buy this at hightopsport.com. Hightopsport.com. Rocky Flop. Oh, what was it? High top
There you
what?
go.
/shop.
/shop. All right. Rocky Flop. I love this shirt. I just got it today. Thank you, man.
No, thank you. $2. Jacoby Jackson bringing the belt out against USF. Man, Sports ET. Thank you, Bubby. ENT. I mean.
Belt
All
to
right,
ass.
Postman. You're kicking us off here, big guy. We got Duke versus Illinois. It looks like they want it to be a rock fight. I don't think Duke gave us any reason to be excited last week, but I don't know. You tell me, big fella.
Yeah. Illinois. Well, first off, I told you earlier this week this slate of games are not very good this week. But so I'm going to give you these picks under protest because I don't like these games. But anyways, Illinois at Duke. Duke +3. Luke Altmaier. This is the first matchup since 1965. I don't have much stats to give guys. I don't know why. I'm taking Duke +3 at home. Let's go.
Wow. Okay. Duke +3. Give me the old wife's
That's
from
it.
Chicago. I'm taking old Illinois on
Yep.
this one. This is a no-brainer for me. I might get one back here, boys.
All right.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I'll go take Illinois. We got to catch up with Bozeman. I'll go take Illinois. How about that?
Look at that. Bozeman on an island
It's
out
me
there.
and you, man.
We got the hot guys. I forgot to change it. You didn't catch it this time. This was your fault. I didn't change any of the names, it looks like.
No, there was.
You're
were
supposed to
messed
catch
up,
the
but
you're supposed to
you
catch the
said
spell
that.
the typos, Bozeman. It's literally your job.
Okay. All right. You seemed to get offended last time, so all right. I'm gonna keep.
But I
keep
fixed
on you.
it.
Then. I'm gonna keep on.
I still fixed it.
You did, but you seemed a little aggravated. But all right, I got you.
You're over you're making fun of me the whole time. Like it's my own show and I'm just getting obliterated here. So yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
just
be
stating
a little
facts.
testy.
You're-
I can't you can't be wearing it the
You're
whole
2 and
time.
10.
Dave,
All right,
you're
all right.
first. Cuse or Iowa or Hawkeyes. Or I can't even talk anymore. I'm done. This just sucks.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
well,
it's Iowa versus Iowa State. Come on, get it right.
I'm definitely not picking the Tennessee Hawkeyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that -3 for against the Syracuse Iowa States of the world. So I'm going with Iowa State.
Bozeman?
Yeah. So this is a big rivalry over there, I guess, in Iowa. I've never been there. I'll never go to Iowa. But the interesting stat I saw was that the road team has won every matchup since 2018. Iowa State hasn't won a home matchup since 2011. Iowa's 7-2 in the last 9 matchups. Obviously, in week 1, we had Kansas State against Iowa State. I think all of us did. We talked about Rocco being a good quarterback, but he showed it there in the second half. I'm going to say Rocco breaks the streak of being 2-7 in the last 9 matchups. This could be his last year in college. So give me the Cyclones, Iowa State -3.
This is why I lose these things. I'm an emotional bettor. Like you clearly I don't have the glasses. Okay. My hat doesn't light up. I'm not nearly as dialed in as the boss here. Okay. There's a clip or McConaughey talks about this, Matthew McConaughey. Like what he loves to bet is like you just feel it in your bones. So when you're right, it's like I knew it. That's where I was. And I'm gonna die on that hill too. And that's why I'm probably gonna get my ass caught a lot this year. And this is probably going to be one of them as well. So we're going to add it to the tally. But there's just something about Mark Gronkowski over there in Iowa had me fired up preseason. Okay? Iowa's known for their defense. Cal went 8 for 15 for 44 yards against the Albany Great Danes. Not quite sure why. Thought the Cal was going to sling it from North Dakota. Maybe they were keeping it under wraps because they rushed the ball for 122 yards. Didn't need to throw it often. But kid can sling it. And that's what Iowa's lacked for the last couple of years is just the ability to sling it. Iowa State looked good against Kansas State, but I think Kansas State may not be that good at all either. I'm taking the Hawkeyes to continue the streak of the road team. I got to get some points back, boys, and this is where I'm starting.
All right.
We got SMU Stanks, top 25 team against the Baylor Bears. +2.5. Line's a lot closer than I thought. Giving it to you, boss.
I wonder why.
This is SMU. SMU's -2.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So SMU obviously defending ACC champs. I mean, that doesn't say much in that crappy conference, but they did make the playoffs last year. They got beat pretty good, but the two quarterbacks, Kevin Jennings, Sawyer Robinson, they're very similar stats. I looked them up. 3,200 yards, 3,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 28 touchdowns. So I'm going to go with, I looked at their defenses last year. I know people, players left and new players, but SMU was number 26 in defense last year. Baylor was number 87. So SMU's got the home field too. So give me the Southern Methodist University Mustangs, -2.5.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm going to go SMU too. That way, Shelton picks Baylor.
Yeah, dude. So this game, I'm 50-50 on, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to go the oppo direction like that. I got a game plan going into it, boys. These are my game plans because Sawyer Robinson, I think, looked really good against Auburn at times. I feel like that offense made some errors, but they played, I think, a really good Auburn team. I'm high on Auburn. I think they've got a talented football team. It's just hasn't had a chance to figure it out, and they held their own, in my opinion. SMU obviously went all the way to the ACC last year. I think the ACC wasn't that exciting. I love the Stanks. I was high on them too. Defensively, I think they kind of got exposed. I think Baylor pulls this off here. I think they get it done. I hate that I'm going this oppo this quickly and then I could be putting myself into a major hole. But yeah, I'm going to go. Look, this could be a whopping turn. This could be a massive turn, and I've got to take advantage while it's here. And I think I feel better about this one than Iowa. I'm sweating bullets. Bullets.
You should go ahead and pick Kentucky on the next one.
I might.
Okay.
You're up first, Dave.
Please do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I watched Austin Simmons play last week. He threw 2 picks, but he did throw for 341. Lacey ran for 108. Wallace was like 130 or something like that. And I watched Kentucky play Toledo, and they looked like dog poo. And their quarterback only threw for 85 yards. I'm going Ole Miss, even with the point.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Ole Miss here. I'm not going to be that crazy. I don't feel confident at all in Kentucky's. They've gave Old Lane fits.
If you want to win, you better pick Ole Miss.
I mean, I gotta save some face here. I just don't. That's not what I'm willing to risk it to get the biscuit on. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah. So this one seems. I mean, it seems weird with the line only being +10,
Yeah.
Ole Miss -10. So Lane Whiffen on the revenge tour this year. He's going to be looking to get Kentucky, who beat them last year, 20-17. And he's going to be looking to get us later in the year, too. We'll talk about that game when we get there. But Kentucky did beat Ole Miss in Oxford 20-17 last year. Austin Simmons, Dave, I know you're a fan. I'm a fan, too. He's a lefty. I'm a lefty. So, and obviously he was committed to Florida, but he didn't want the competition, so he went over to Ole Miss. Kentucky's 2-3 in their last 5 games. Their only 2 wins were against Toledo and Murray State. Ole Miss is 4-1 in their last 5 games. Their only loss is to the mighty Gators. This is gonna. I hate to spoil this, but at the end of this, we'll do my best bet and my parlays. But this is my best bet of the week, guys. Bet this Ole Miss -10. Bet it. Smile, relax, watch the game, collect. Easy money.
There you go,
Yeah,
boys. I had a few people come up to me. Sean actually was like that. He loves tailing the boss bets. So big hit, man. Big hit. Boston wouldn't even hang out with us at our own tailgate because he's so popular. It's unbelievable. Like he like,
I know, man.
He came over and he's like, I can't talk. I gotta go kiss babies and sign autographs. Like, all right, whatever, dude.
I did have a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My bad.
Yeah, just eat our food and leaves. We got Kansas Jayhawks versus the Mizzou Tigers here. Mizzou's favored by 6.5. I literally just checked it again. This to me feels like it should be bet of the week. I think Jalen Daniels and the boys are gonna absolutely steamroll Mizzou. I'm not sold on them. I think they lost a lot. I just don't feel like they've got it in them to get it done. And a full touchdown spread, basically, is wild. Maybe I'm way off here. Maybe the boss is going to tell us something different. And I hope he picks Mizzou and I get another freebie here and I can make a whopping swing. But this is why you guys were kind of hating these games not being exciting. I disagree. I think Michigan-Oklahoma is great. I love seeing this Kansas-Mizzou matchup because you kind of get an idea of who you get out of these guys. Ole Miss should roll Kentucky. This Baylor-SMU is going to tell you a lot, in my opinion, of where these two teams sit. Iowa State. There's a lot out there that excites me this week. Even Vandy, Virginia Tech, UNLV versus UCLA. It finally at first kind of true matchup, even though UCLA looked like dog water. But for Dan Mullen, like, sure, does it follow the explosion of rankings? No, but I think we get a lot of answers this week. I'm excited about it. Bozeman, go ahead.
Who's first? All right. So yeah, so when you say it that way, a lot of these are rivalry games, like Iowa State, SMU Baylor is a good rivalry, Kansas Missouri. I'm just more of an SEC guy, but Kansas Missouri, they call it the border war, but now they call it the border showdown. It used to be called the border war. They played over 120 times. The overall records is 56 wins, 55 losses, 9 ties in favor of Mizzou. Of course, Jalen Daniels, we talked about, he's off to a great start, 456 yards in 2 games with 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Mizzou's quarterback is a transfer from Penn State, Bo Pribula.
Yeah, Bo.
Yeah, he had 283 yards with 2 touchdowns. I don't know much about him, but they beat Central Arkansas 61-6. Kansas beat Fresno State that we picked in that first week 31-7, and then the Wagner Seahawks 46-7. I had looked up Wagner. They're from Staten Island, which is close to the team that we just played, Long Island. But anyways, I'm going to go with I'm taking Jalen Daniels all day with the plus 6.5. I mean, I might even throw in a money line bet, but definitely take the Kansas plus 6.5. This seems like a no-brainer.
It's a lock, yeah.
Well, I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed with Fresno State or Wagner, so I'm going to go with Missouri. I think Missouri's going to go in there and whoop some tail. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay, Swolder going on a ledge there. Good fella. I love that, big dog. I thought for sure you're going to follow the train.
Swamp Donkey just shouted us out, baby. Swamp Donkey.
Yeah. We got Michigan, probably the game of the week that's going to fire everybody up. It's going to be right towards the end of the Florida game, which sucks because we're going to have our call-in show during the first half because I would like to do a watch party for it. Maybe we'll watch party the second half. We'll figure it out. But Michigan versus OU. Oklahoma's here by -5.5. Oklahoma has really surged onto the scene as of late, especially headed into this season. I think John Mateer looked really good on Saturday, threw for over 300 yards. That's what they lacked last year. That's what they were missing. So I think the stock on Oklahoma has risen since week 1 because they had some questions that were answered. Michigan and Bryce Underwood looked fun, looked fluent back there, was having a great time. Looked like some of these young quarterbacks coming in, just Cam Ward-esque like. Just didn't care. And there's something dangerous about that in a good way, where they're comfortable, they're having fun, and they're flowing, and they're just letting that thing rip. That's what Bryce Underwood looked like last week. And defensively, Michigan's never had concerns or question marks. So this game could be it's a toss-up. I'm going back and forth as we're sitting here. Thank goodness it's Bozeman's turn to go first.
Is it all right? So the line you gave me was 5.5, but I checked today; it's already down to 3.5. So a lot of money coming in on Michigan. You can bet it today right now on the Hard Rock for
We'll
minus
do
three
the
and a half.
3.5 line.
Uh,
I don't
they've only
try to
played
do
one.
it. I don't try to do it 48 hours in advance. But Boomer here has to get to bed by 5, so I've got to get it to him by. I've had to get into it 3 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, or yesterday you got them. But all right, we'll go 3.5. That makes it easier for my pick, anyways. They played only one time in 1976 in the Orange Bowl, and that was the year Oklahoma won the national championship. Uh, Oklahoma played Illinois State 35-3. Nothing impressive except for John Mateer threw for 400 yards, pretty much 30 for 37, 3 touchdowns. He's a Heisman favorite. Bryce Underwood, the 5-star superstar freshman, but how's he going to handle this atmosphere in Oklahoma? Crowd's going to be good. The defensive line for Oklahoma, I love it. If they can get to Bryce and rattle them, if Mateer can find those receivers down the field, Michigan's got that running back transfer for Justice Haynes from Bama. He had 160 yards last week with 16 carries, so about 10 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns. But I'm going to take Oklahoma. Now I get to get them with less points, minus 3.5. Boomer Sooner, baby. Oklahoma, minus 3.5. Michigan, you cheaters. Welcome to the SEC. It's different here.
Dave.
I'm gonna go Michigan. I have a feeling that maybe Oklahoma's gonna Oklahoma here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go Michigan.
Chat, what are we feeling, boys? I'm gonna leave this one to the chat for me here. I like the Justice Hayes. That's Michigan's identity, and I feel like they've got the best quarterback they played even since JJ McCarthy with the ceiling. I think JJ McCarthy was a sound quarterback for the Michigan when obviously when they went and won on a national championship. But Bryce Underwood, I think, has the ability to do be electric. Yeah, I like what you said too, Dave, about Oklahoma's going to Oklahoma. This game's close. That's where I like Michigan. You know what I mean? Like that's where I start leaning towards Coach Moore pulling this thing out. And I want to go Michigan to kind of rack up some points here, and we're kind of in a week of upsets. Right now we're kind of, it could be the week of Shelton's comeback or the week of we just buried ourselves even further. And I feel like if we're going to send it, we send it. But I was really, really big on Oklahoma. OU. There's 2 OUs. Okay. There's 1 Michigan. I need a few more votes, boys. A few more votes. Let's wait. I'm going to let the chat pick this. There's another Oklahoma from Bohannon. I'm leaving it to the chat here, boys. We're going to ride this thing together. Next vote wins.
What a small ducky thing.
Okay, guys, really?
And the chat's not moving.
Yeah, the chat's not going anywhere. All of a sudden, everyone else is
trolling you now.
They're on the same boat as me. They're like, I don't know. Michigan by 4. Michigan. Oh my gosh!
I think
Michigan
everybody
coming on by a tear. This is how the game's gonna go. Oklahoma takes an early lead, then Michigan's just gonna chew them up. Just chew them up at the end.
I think people are afraid. I think they're afraid to reply.
They don't want to be
like, I don't want to be the guy that makes Shelton pick something.
Michigan.
There's another Michigan.
When in doubt, pick the SEC. Oh my gosh, nobody knows what to do. All right, boom. All right, we're going Oklahoma. They're flying. Oklahoma's flying in. I'm going Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma just joined the SEC. They suck. So, yeah.
All right, we got the boys USF. I already gave you my pick on this one. You know where I'm going. I'm going TCU going Gators.
Same way.
Well, so guys, I'm going to be honest with you here because I'm obviously Disney when it comes to the Gators, just like Shelton. So I'm going to pick them every week. But when this line came out, it's 17.5. Well, it was 18.5. Now it's down to 17.5. That line, I don't like that line at all. I'm going to be honest. But then the more I listen to you guys and some of the other guys I listen to this week.
No, go with your gut.
Have better. No, I mean, I could take them minus 18.5 and still Florida wins 40-22 and I win. But I'm going to tell you, do not bet this game. No Boz Bucks will be bet on this game. But so some of the question marks I got with Florida. Will Dallas be playing? LJ, Banks, Mazzell, Pup, are any of them going to play? Is Lagway going to get a little bit better? Can we stop the dual threat? We always struggle against the dual threat. I got nightmares of, Jaden Daniels, and then last year that friggin' Texas A&M quarterback, whatever the hell his name was, running all over us. And then friggin' Jordan Travis. So
He's
And then I remember
tinkering. He's
no,
tinkering.
so 3 years ago, I was at the game in the Swamp when we won 31-28, and they had a chance to tie the game with a field goal, and they botched the snap. And that game was not fun to watch. It was like, what's going on here? But then we beat them pretty good the year before in Tampa.
Come on.
I'm gonna go.
Come
All
on.
right, to quote Billy Napier, there's a different feeling in Gainesville.
No.
So give me the Gators.
Damn it!
Give me the Gators to cover.
I wanted a freebie there. I wanted a
I can't
freebie
do it.
there.
I can't do it. But don't bet any money on this game.
I'm putting money on it. I'm putting
Okay.
the crib on it. I'm tired of talking. Let's spot the ball, baby. Spot the damn ball. Let's go get it. 530 strong. Spot the damn ball and smash the damn like button, boys. Let's get after it. Bozeman kills it again, boys. We got an interesting one. I laid it on the line here once again. It's nuts. We got a super chat from Jeremy. Says OU 20-17 and an iPad over Michigan. So listen.
By the way, how about the next Tim Tebow? Right? How about it?
Oh
right?
my god,
he played pretty
good.
well, didn't he? He looked
good. I thought about that today. Right? Of when you do bad at your job in real life, you get placed on some type of warning or PIP or a write-up, right? If you don't perform well. And in this world, we have takes, and I think you have bad takes and you have good takes. That's part of the job, right? Just like at work, you have good days, you have bad days. But there's egregious moments that call for write-ups. Paul Feinbaum comparing Arch Manning to Tim Tebow, saying he's the best college football player since Tim Tebow, is an egregious take, and there should be accountable actions for it. I said it when he said it. Now there's data. I know it's only week 1, but it was enough to tell you Tim Tebow ain't never have a game like that. Never have a game like that. It's a write-up. It's a 2-week PIP at least for Paul Feinbaum. How this man just skates away with one of the most atrocious haircuts on national TV and just continues to spew out these kind of takes without any of accountability. And not to mention, ESPN delivers that nonsense, and now they've taken away the most iconic line in football. And now, 7 hours of commercial-free football is no longer exist because ESPN is just a bunch of money-hungry punk-ass little B-words. They've taken away what makes this country great. Places in shambles. And to think some of the people we know sided with him, we would never. Unless you guys want to call and sign us, give us a big paycheck, we'll think about it. But we can be bought. All the iPads we can get, boys. Man, that's a lot of fireable stuff, man. Paul continues to irritate me. Like we're in a world where bad takes drives clicks. Like being good at this is not appreciated anymore. That's why we get watched. We suck.
If I was HR, he would have to shave off all his eyebrows and his side hairs.
Something. So he'd have to wear Bozeman's hat that says "I suck," like at the least. Yeah. At the least.
I would say dunce.
Something. Bozeman, I appreciate you, big guy. Don't go anywhere, boys. We got the voicemail part of the show, which is hectic, as always.
I got to do my picks real quick. Is that
sorry, Boz Bucks. Go ahead, big guy.
All right.
Boz Bucks.
Right. This is the best bet segment of the week. All right.
This guy has 9 hats for this show. Your wife's an angel. Right. I'm sure she's sitting there. She's handing the hats to him.
No. All right, so I sent you earlier the screenshots. So if you could, going forward, a request, please. If you could, just put those up there so they could see what my parlay and my lottery ticket and my bet.
This guy, bro. Awesome. Holy crap. Did you say that when you sent the text?
He's super demanding.
No, but last week's show you said, hey, you never sent me your picks. I said, all right, my bad. I'll send them to you next week. And I did, but that's fine.
Wow.
It's all good.
You guys got a little conundrum going on over there. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I'll have my agent call you and you can talk about it because he handles that stuff. All right. So the best bet of the week we went over is Ole Miss -10 at Kentucky. My parlay. Last week my parlay didn't hit because Bama decided to. I don't know what they did there. And then my lottery ticket. Remember these lottery ticket guys? These are just fun. Throw $5 at it, and if you hit one out of the whole year, you're gonna profit a ton of money. But neither one of them hit. And remember, bet responsibly. Please bet. Oh, there we go. All right, there it is.
Say
Good job.
Say
Look at you.
Say something.
Look how quick that was. All right. So I did a little $20 parlay to win 136. They're big point spreads, but Texas minus 35.5. You see, they're going to rebound after that loss. LSU minus 37.5 against Louisiana. Is it Lafayette? Or Louisiana Tech, and then Nebraska minus 34.5. So that's 20 to win 136. The lottery ticket. Do you have that one?
Yeah, I got it.
I didn't place it. Thank you. I didn't place that bet yet because I usually get a boost on Friday, a 30% boost. I'm gonna boost it, but you can see them there. Iowa State, Clemson, Kansas, Oklahoma. I know I said I'm done with Dan Mullen, but I'm gonna give him another shot to win against UCLA because they're terrible. And then Syracuse is gonna rebound. Um, that right now would be 5 to win 270, but I'm gonna boost it to win a couple hundred more.
I
But
like the
that's my
lottery
picks for
ticket
the
a
week,
lot. I
guys.
think the only game, in my opinion, on that one would be the Iowa State one. I feel like the other ones are
Yeah,
locks.
that's a close one. All right. Well, bet responsibly and make some money. Like I said, I'm 6-6, and I'm gonna start to get above 500 here and make you guys some money. Just please don't tail Shelton 2-10. You'll be looking for somewhere to stay, and I'll let you stay with me, but you're gonna lose the house if you bet with Shelton.
Better win some money. I'm betting that.
This guy, the nerve of this guy, it's unbelievable. It's.
Look. I just report the scores. Like Dave reports the news. I
Yeah.
just report the scores
The
and the
guy's feeling
stats.
himself.
And the stats.
All right,
The
that's cool.
stats show that you're
Yeah,
2-10.
keep going, keep chirping. Yep. All right, Bozeman. Appreciate it. Great seeing you, man. Loved it. That was awesome. Can't wait to do it again next week, buddy.
Love you guys. I'm sorry I missed you, Dave, at the tailgate. That really broke my heart. I missed
Fine.
you and Steven, and I only saw you for a minute, Shelton. I had a bunch of people over with me. I had a bunch of obligations, but I apologize. Next time I'll do better.
Sorry for interrupting your day, Bozeman. Our bad.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
look,
Go
we'll,
Love you, buddy.
we'll
We're done
shoot
with him. We're done with him. Get him off my screen. Get him off my screen.
yeah.
This guy's out of here. Oh, man. Bozeman's
make
got
up
He's
for
good. He's dialed in, boys. Man, there's 500 strong here, and I love it. I can't thank you guys enough for being tuned in on this beautiful Wednesday evening, hanging out with the boys and the Bosbucks and the Swolders and all the good jizz and Jat. Whoops, pause there. Easy. That's, whoa. Heyo. Oh, man. The tongue got a little twisted there for a minute. We got some shirts out, boys. We got the Cook Texas is dropped now. That way you can get it before it gets here. The LSU shirt, if you want it before the LSU game, you can order it today. And with expedited shipping, it'll be here by next Wednesday. I know that because the wife and I plugged our order in and saw that. So if you want to get it now, this will be your time to get it. Rocky Flops on there. Gators by a million. The Beat Miami shirts up there as well. They're in more colors. So there's versions of front and back as well. So you're just kind of seeing a small sample size of it. So be sure to go ahead and check all that out. Let's get into. Oh, man.
Before we get to the voicemails, a buddy of mine from Hotown, Justin Souders, said, "What's up?" Gotta give him a shout out.
Shout out, my man. All right, let's get to the voicemails, baby.
All right, I guess we'll get to the voicemails.
You guys are asking about Dallas Wilson, Aiden Mizell. I know that they're healthy, they're doing well. If they will play or not, look, I think they have the ability to play. I just don't know if they will. I know when I talked with Mizell's dad, he said by LSU for sure, but we don't know. Nobody knows.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Hey, Shelton. Hey, Dave. It's your favorite fire and Chad Hayes. First of all, great to be a Florida Gator. How about that win yesterday? Burnell Brown, Jaden Woods, my golly. What a special talent those two guys are, man. But just wanted to say a question and a prediction. Question is, when we beat USF next week, which I think is going to be a tough, they're going to be a good opponent. We kind of saw what Texas was a little bit. If we do beat Texas at home, what does that do? What stage does that set? I'm sorry, if we beat LSU going into the Texas game and Miami, we're undefeated. What does that do for our season?
Well, you're definitely in the top 5. I mean, like,
no question.
because I think
Miami. I said if we roll into Texas undefeated, I think it was Texas, that we would be a top 5 team. And seeing where we're ranked currently and seeing how things are moving as violently as they have been, without a shadow of a doubt, will be a top 5 team, maybe even a top 3 team. It just depends on who those other guys play in front of us. But I mean, yeah, if you go in and take those 2 teams down who looked solid week 1, I mean, Texas, I feel like at that point you're scooting on by without a shadow of a doubt, and then you're doing some special things. You're doing some special things.
Yes.
Without a shadow
You're already
of a doubt.
at 13. You're rolling into LSU with them number 3, Miami at number 5, then Texas number 7. You better be number 1 after you beat Texas. If you go all the way after that, you better be
Right?
up there at number 1. I'm sorry,
There's no,
dude.
yeah, no conversation. Would be crazy. I mean, the lives would be electric. That would be for sure.
I would be telling lots of lies.
They won't be lies anymore, boys. They won't be lies anymore. So
Looks like
it
we
would
got
be-
2 from the same number. So
all right, just play one.
they're short.
All right, go ahead.
They're short.
I think Jada Bauer runs for at least 200 yards against UCF. I think it goes off, and we win by at least 2 touchdowns. Go Gators. Love the show. You guys are the best.
My man Lucas,
Yeah.
I don't think 200. Oh, you still going?
But,
No, that's it.
Oh.
He's got another one there. Here, let me play the other one. You want me to play the other one?
hey guys, I had to re-record this because I accidentally got on the phone. I didn't mean to. But anyway, I think Jada Bauer runs for 200 yards. You guys are the best. We win by at least 2 touchdowns. Go Gators. Beat South Florida. Love the show. Like I said, I didn't mean, I accidentally cussed when I didn't mean to, so I had to re-record it. So, go Gators, love the show. You guys are the best. Love you guys.
It's okay, Lucas.
Love you, Lucas. Thank you, my man. Yeah, I don't know if we'll go for 200. I think I like over 100 for sure. I just think with the committee back, I don't think 200 is in the bag. But maybe we'll see, Lucas. We'll circle back around. What else we got, big fella?
Yeah. Let me go. This one's new, so if it gets out of control, I'll stop.
What's going on, guys? It's Octavian, man. The biggest Florida Gator fan ever, man. Just want to say this. We're going to beat USF, I mean, 47-17. We're going to kick their ass. We're going to run the ball. And we're going to absolutely dominate the trenches, right? And David, don't worry about Uncle Lou. I got him. When we play them in Jacksonville this year, I'm going to let all Bulldog Nation know who the fuck the Florida Gators is. We are the fighting fucking Gators. Go Gators. Fuck Georgia and fuck FSU. FSU got a My Little Pony as a quarterback. He's gonna get broke up too. My Little Pony quarterback they have is gonna get broke up by week 3 by Wake Forest, and their season's gonna end. They're gonna be 7-5. Fuck FSU. Fuck Miami too. And fuck LSU because you
He came in so
Gators.
all right.
Have a good day, guys.
I apologize for all the F-bombs, guys.
He was sending it. He was sending her. I love it.
Yeah, man. He was
Good shit, man. Appreciate you calling out. I think Lou tagged Octavian today in a tweet.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with Lou, man. You know,
no.
We sat here. Hold on, real quick. We sat here all year last year, and I even admitted on the show I'm not a basketball watcher. This is my first year watching it. I said it a million times. I got invited to my first basketball game by Alan. We went to the Arizona State game. I vlogged it. It's. I can send you the link. It was my first basketball game I've ever went to. Since then, I watched the team. I can't help that I am good luck, and the Florida Gators win a national championship the first time I watched basketball. So suck it, Lou. And by the way, your team doesn't have 3 natties in football or basketball either. So, all right, this is the long one.
I think Octavian's smack talk was better.
Hey guys, this is Crazy Kyle, Sean's Uncle Kyle up in New Jersey, and we got Kyle's Stone Cold Cock Locks of the Week, brought to you by Boozman's Cocks, the finest cocks in all the land. First up, we got Friday night, and I know this is going to sound weird on the voicemail because all these picks already happened, and you're just reviewing it afterwards, but we'll see how Kyle's Stone Cold Cock Locks of the Week, brought to you by Boozman's High Quality Cocks, comes into play. Starting out on Friday, we got Georgia Tech going up into Colorado. I like Georgia Tech in this one.
I got that one right.
That Buffalo was indifferent to running. Ain't going to win in this one. Georgia Tech covers the spread, wins 20-12. Moving into Saturday, we got ourselves the game of the week. Texas going up into the horseshoe. Kyle's looking at this one. Dave Portnoy, Dave Shortnoy. That's right. We got the Buckeyes coming out on top.
When did he send this?
31-28. Outstanding strip sack fumble late.
Sent it on Friday.
Okay.
Sealed the game for the Buckeyes. Going into the night game, we got a crazy LSU accent. Is it real? Is it not? We'll find out when they go up into the Clemson Tigers ring. Oh, that's correct. The Clemson Tigers are going to win this one.
Ooh, 2-1.
And Jeff Smiles going to throw 3 picks in the game. That's right. Clemson, 28-17. Then going into the game on Sunday with Notre Dame and Miami. Cristobal, he ain't for real. He ain't got none. It ain't
2-2
gonna
now.
happen. Notre Dame, first starting quarterback. He's
Almost
gonna
didn't
make it happen.
Yeah,
Notre
it was
Dame
only for a
wins
minute.
34-17. That's right, Carl's crazy. Stone Cold Cocklocks of the Week. Brought to you by Bosoms Cox. Go Gators. Gators gonna beat LIU. Big time. 56-0. Go Gators.
Dude, he almost nailed that.
1 point up. That was good. Holy
I think
crap.
he got more of the scores close than he did like the actual results of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of like for a second he sounded like the Macho Man Randy Savage, and then it turned into like Ed Ogeron.
I don't think he
We got
knew
one
what he
more.
wanted to be. Oh, go ahead.
We got Uno Moss, and that's it.
Hey guys, Sean, New Jersey. Sorry about crazy Uncle Carl there. He's he's a little loose cannon. But anyways, beautiful Saturday morning here in New Jersey. 60 degrees, sunny. It just feels like football. Thought this morning I had. Wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. One room I feel like is being slept on with the Gators that no one's talking about. Tight ends. Hayden Hansen, I think, is poised to have a big year.
No room has
Heard
been
a lot
slept on
about
in this
him
show.
working in the
We've hyped
offseason
them
with
all up.
receivers. I just imagine him having a lot of big plays, third downs, key situations this year where, the defense is focusing on the speed we got on the outside. And I see him slipping into the secondary and being open and just making some big plays this year, and then in the red zone as well. So want to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Davey? Oh, we lost him. He had the voicemail. I don't hear the end there. Oh, well.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh.
I lagged out.
Yeah, I can't
You
see
there?
you. Yeah, you're frozen.
I'm frozen. That's fine. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we pretty much went over all of that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm frozen and it looks like I'm just like looking at something
it's
weird.
freaking me out. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no better time than to end it than right now, boys and girls. I feel like I always forgot something, but boys and girls, fantastic show. We'll be live tomorrow, live at 8:25 for our college game day show. We'll be going over all these games in a little more in depth that we talked about today. Not the Florida game, obviously, because we talked about that one. Feeling good about Saturday. Fired up. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We had 600, I think almost 700 in here at one point, hanging out, doing all the good stuff with us. Be sure to check out some of those merch at hightopsport.com/shop. Y'all be good, be safe. Love the one next to you. Dave Swolder, Shelton. Shout out to the boss. Till next week, boys and girls. We'll see you. Peace and love.
Frozen Walter. Can't even see my dancing skills. Frozen.